E alami no kaku ki ara o maru. Ki ara a o ana kaku e piri ana ke kai moho o rero Hawaii. O ka puana o ka mea nui. Mare ua hele mei no wau I ke awahi ne warau e piri ana ke ia. O no ka mea nui. When you talk about the very basics of pronunciation with any Hawaiian word, you really have to master the vowels. Yeah, if you can master the vowels, you know, the different nuances that come with it, you'll be able to really pronounce any Hawaiian word or any Hawaiian name properly. So those vowels are a, e, I, o, u. Those are the sounds. So if you're coming from English, next time you see this letter, you gotta think of a. This next letter, you gotta go e, and so on and so forth with I, o, and u. I'll give you guys some examples that might be more helpful. So if we take like the Hawaiian plant that's called Iʻll I, you guys should have two A's in the beginning, yeah? So Iʻll I. And if you notice, the two A's are pronounced basically the same way, yeah? Iʻll I. Yeah, so that's one example. Another good example would be hala, yeah? And now you're mixing in, you know, obviously different consonants and things, but ha and then la, hala, yeah? But that sound is still being maintained, yeah? So I guess that's probably enough examples for that one. If we move on to the vowel I, we pronounce that as e, if you've forgotten already. So you have maile, yeah? A lot of people mispronounce that word, and it's also a lot of people's names as maili, but that I at the end, we pronounce it as a e, maile. If we move on to the I, if you already forgot that one, I, you'll pronounce that the same no matter what word it comes in, right? Ilima, yeah, that's another plant. And also a flower we make into lei a lot, yeah? So you have ilima. If we jump back into the first one I did, Iʻll I, yeah? Well, the first one was a, and at the end you have two I's, li'i, yeah? Iʻll I, yeah? So same pronunciation again, no matter where it's positioned, Iʻll I. So let's move on to o, okay? And for that one, we'll bring in the plant that's called ohai, yeah? So it starts with an o, yeah? Ohai. Where people often get mixed up here is they want to close their mouth, so the o starts to go to a o, and they go oh hi, and they also mispronounce the latter part, but we'll skip over that. So when you pronounce any o, yeah, make sure you keep your mouth in the same position before moving on, yeah? So ohai, ohai, instead of oh hi. Hopefully you can hear that. Another good example for o is noni, yeah? So because it's N-O, if you're an English speaker, people go no, yeah? And you start to close your mouth and you get that W sound, no, right? But instead of going no-ni, yeah? Just maintain where your mouth is and go no, no-ni. Hopefully you can hear that, no-ni. Okay, for the last letter we have U, okay? And the two examples I'll use, the first one is ulu. Yeah, so you got two U's in between that L, ulu, yeah? Don't know what else to say about that one. The other example is uki uki, and you're duplicating the word uki, yeah, just twice over. So uki and then uki, uki uki, and there's kind of that chop when you pronounce it that way, uki uki. To wrap it up, let's go back to the letter A, yeah, and the way that we pronounce that in Hawaiian is a. The first one we did was Iʻll I, and that's this tree right here. So you kind of have that image now, yeah. This is Iʻll I. The colors are kind of faded, but yeah. Wherever you find that letter A, you'll maintain it, yeah? Iʻll I, just like that. Let's look at another one. Okay, moving on to the letter E, yeah? We've actually got two examples. We got two plants here that we can look at, yeah? The first one is ulei, okay? You have the E in the middle, ulei. Where people most of the time mispronounce this one is that last part of the I, so it's actually a mix, yeah? But ulei, yeah? A lot of people say ule, don't say that, but ulei. Okay, the other example is in the back here. It's called alahe'e. Yeah, so we'll focus at the end of the word. Yeah, two E's, yeah, he'e, alahe'e. There's a lot of mispronunciations for that one as well. But again, wherever you see that E, it'll maintain that pronunciation, yeah? Ulei, and then alahe'e. And then if we move further down, we've got another good plant. A lot of good usages for it. Obviously we make lei, but this one is called ilima. Yeah, we talked about that one before, yeah? Two I's, ilima. It's got a really pretty yellow flower. That's all I gotta say about that. Moving on to O, yeah? we have the first example. It's a mouthful. Alo alo. Okay. It's similar to another word we looked at already. It's a duplication of alo. Yeah. Alo alo. It's often mispronounced as alo alo, and they kind of break it up into two parts like that. Alo alo. We don't want to do that because native speakers will pronounce it alo alo. So that last O and that A blend into each other. Alo alo. Yeah. I know it's a mouthful, but work on it. Okay. And the other example we have is ohe. O-H-E. Pretty simple. Ohe. This one. Yeah. Where people mispronounce the O letter is, again, I mentioned it. Make sure you don't go ohe or ohe. Yeah. Ohe. Since we're working on these vowels, yeah, because you actually got the O and the E, yeah. So ohe, and maintain the positioning of your mouth before you move it around. Because once you start moving, then you start to mix it up, yeah. Ohe. We'll move on. The last letter, the U. We shared this example before, but this plan right here is uki uki. Again, duplicated. Yeah, we have that a lot in Hawaiian, but this one, uki uki. Only this one, we don't roll them into each other, because native speakers will break it up that way, where it's uki uki, yeah, not uki uki necessarily. Okay, so uki uki, that's a good one. This one's similar to O, just make sure you maintain the positioning of your mouth. Yeah, don't go oo, uki uki, but uki uki. So hopefully you can hear that. And the last example I'm gonna give you guys is down over here. Yeah, if you're from Hawaii, live Hawaii, you visit sometimes, you're gonna run into this a lot on the beach. Yeah, this plant right here is called naupaka. Yeah, and this U that we find, yeah, the letter U is in the middle, so it's a little difficult. Yeah, so naupaka. If you just focus on that first part, yeah, going from the A to the U, the sound is au. Again, regardless of where these words are positioned, they'll maintain that sound. Yeah, so a, u, and when you blend it, au. Now if you add the N, yeah, nau, nau, and then obviously paka, yeah, going back to A, yeah, nau paka. You're gonna find this anywhere and everywhere. They're on beaches all throughout Hawaii. Anyways, that wraps it up for today. My last thought for you is go back and re-watch and re-listen to how I pronounce those words, and then repeat after me. A further step would be record your own voice and then compare how you sound to how I sound, and that'll give you a really good gauge of where you stand and where you have to go. Yeah. Lawa no paha keia, mahare oku, ka kipa ana, ka here ana mea ukia ra, ka ao i keia orero, o iho i orero Hawaii. Lawa no paha keia. Aloha.